Stop rolling. Runners at the corners, one out and rolling. Likes the pitch, but it's golfs to center. Andruw Jones, great catch. Jimmy Rollins comes in to score 1-0 Phillies. Take another look. Nice diving catch. Jones was also 2 for 4 in this game. Brian Jordan knows fate is what you decide to do next off of Bruce Chen. Jordan, his 9th home run of the year. He's 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs in this one. And then again, the encore performance. Jordan's 10th multi-home run game of his career. Chen allowed 7 runs, 7 hits in just 2 innings. Same score, that would be 7-1, and Greg Maddux strikes out Scott swinging with a backdoor stuff. And then Maddux, 5 Ks in 6 innings, 7 hits allowed, 2 runs allowed. Top of the 9th, Chipper Jones, you'll see him, he's under the arrow. Trey Moore warming up. Jones takes the throw from first baseman Wes Helms, and that hits him in the ribs. He'd leave the game, actually, with bruised left ribs because of that. He's day-to-day. Well, don't worry, Ken Caminiti is there. 9-5 the final. Maddux notching his 250th career win. And at the age of 35 years and 82 days, he's the youngest pitcher to accomplish that feat among mound men whose careers started after World War II. The Braves take 2 of 3 games from the Phils, 5 of 6 over the last 10 days. Beret. It would all be about Jason Beret in this game. Opposite way, that's a single. Cubs would go out front 1-0 eventually. Bases full. Ron Coomer down the line for the double. Eric Young, Sammy Sosa would score. Coomer 4 for 5, 4 RBI. He's hitting .264. Cubs were 5-0. We're in the 3rd. Beret up at bat again. A pitcher, 2 hits in the same inning. Last time that happened, May. More on that in a bit. It was 8-1 Cubs when this happened. Beret gets the called strike on Mark Johnson. 5 Ks for Beret, 7 innings, just allowed 4 hits. 13-4 the final. Believe it or not, Jason Beret entered this game 0-2 with an ERA over 9 in 3 career games against the Mets. Now, his 2 hits in the 3rd inning marked the 3rd time this season a pitcher has had 2 hits in an inning. Dustin Hermanson did it for the Cards first back on April 6th, and then Omar Dahl followed for the Phillies on May 6th.
Marlins Expos, Cliff Floyd did not fly his family to Montreal. Bottom 3rd, Chuck Smith facing Lee Stevens, and that is just long enough. Off the top of the wall, 3-run jack, Expos lead 4-1. Jeff Bloom, swinging lefty, get out, and again, almost exactly where Stevens' ball bounced off the top of the wall. What are the chances of that? Expos 6 in the 3rd, Bloom again, this time from the right side, and that one is also out. He homers from both sides of the plate, so he's never even done that on his PlayStation, assuming he plays as himself. 3 for 4 Reds. The Expos win 9-6. Bloom, the 5th Expos player to homer from each side in the same game. First, though, since Jose Vidro on July 3rd last year. Jose Vasquez, 501 lifetime against Florida. Floyd, 2 for 4. He scored once. Twins, White Sox. Minnesota starter Joe. Oh, look, they're in from the fish standings, wearing their Twinkie boxes on the head. Very nice to be a Twins fan. Top 2nd, James Baldwin, who won his last 3 decisions. That's no good. Corey Koski going to go 270 feet for a triple. Chris Singleton's out there. Take a look at him. Koski would score on a sac fly, and Singleton just mistimes it and gets a face full of low-fat padding. Ouch, but he would be fine and stay in the game. After hitting a 2-run double in the 2nd inning, Koski in the 4th with 2 on. And that is gone. A 3-run bomb. His 12th homer of the season. It's 10-2 Twins. And now all we're worried about is, can our man Koski single for the cycle? First time, didn't get it. Another chance, didn't get it. Ray Durham throws him out. 5 RBIs, though, ties a career high for Koski. And Nomar, who took 5 BP swings Thursday and lived to tell about it. Top first, Bartolo Colon against Trot Nixon. From the sun to the shadows, and no chance for Nixon. Strike 3. He's done. Bottom 1st, scoreless, 2 on, not scoreless anymore. Juan Gonzalez off David Cone, and that's 434 feet we measured. It's 22nd of the year, equals his homer total from last year as a Tiger 3-zip Indians. Top 3rd, 2 out. Scott Hatteberg, Marty Cordova coming, and got it. Nice there. Good glove. Colon, a no-hitter through 3. Bottom 4, Kenny Lofton, right to Brian Dahlbeck. Good stab, good fundamental baseball over to Cone. They get the out, 2 outs. Next batter, Omar Vizquel, and Dahlbeck figuring in defensively again, only this time not as good. There's air number 1 in the boot, air number 2 when you throw it away. Run would score makes it 4-zip in favor of the home team. Top 5, 4-zip Indians. Colon still very good. Gets Chris Steins to ground to the 4-3 double play. No-hitter through 5. Let's go to the 6th and see if he can continue. He does. 99-mile-an-hour cheese past Nixon. No-hitter through 6. Top 7, same score. Manny Ramirez, who's going to break it up? The former Indian. That's out there. Lofton giving chase, but Kenny Lofton, heel of his glove, and out. Double for Ramirez, 5 for 14 in the series, but did not drive in a run against his old mates. The no-hitter gone. Boston would score, so the shutout was gone as well. Bottom 7-4-1. Marty Cordova with the bases loaded. Jose Offerman, double play, takes it himself. Nicely done. Boston stays within 3. Top 8, Roberto Alomar, a little tightness in his left quad. He is out. Team says he's day-to-day. Still top 8, same score. Colon facing Trot Nixon, and that is not a third strikeout. That is a circuit swat. 2-run homer, his 14th. It's 4-3. Indians. Colon leaves 7 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs. Manny Ramirez against Bob Wickman, done. So the setup man takes care of things and turns it over to John Rocker in the 9th, facing Steins, and Steins drills it. Cordova is there to catch it off the wall. That doesn't count. Double for Steins. Dahlbach holds it third after an intentional walk to Shea Hillenbrand. Lou Merlone strikes out. 2 outs, and the drama just continues to build. Jose Offerman against Rocker. Offerman is clutch in front of Lofton. 2 runs will score. 24th and 25th RBIs of the year for Offerman. 5-4. Boston remarkably has come back to take the lead in this ball game. Scott Hatteberg trying to add to it. He sends that one deep. Kenny Lofton, not again. Yeah, that time he got it. Can of corn, like nothing. He's good. Keeps it a 1-run game. Bottom 9, Derek Lowe facing Gonzalez. 1-2 pitch. Oh, he thinks he has him. Tim McClellan says no. Gonzo would walk to the next guy. Jim Thome with 2 strikes. And that is just a flat-out filthy deuce to end the game. And Rocker not pleased as Lowe gets the victory and Boston gets the victory as well. 5-4. Eaton facing Todd Helton with a man on. Todd Helton. Happiness and joy is hitting one to the palm trees. Helton's 2-run shot, 26th homer of the season. It's 2-zip. Top 3rd, Larry Walker. Remembers he has only 25 homers, and then he wants to tie for the club lead. He'll have to hit a 26. Thank you. Matching 1 for 4s as well for Helton and Larry Walker. It's a 3-0 game. Bottom 5th, Pedro. Not that one, the other one. Pedro Astacio strikes out Ben Davis. Astacio 7 Ks. And, well, the price kids refusing to eat ice cream, it's terrible. Top 3rd, Channel Park. Hits Barry Bonds. That's why he wears all that body armor. Bonds not too happy. Next batter, Jeff Kent. He's an MVP, you know. That's going to rattle around the left field corner. It's a double. Gary Sheffield. Whoop, got it. Nope, got it. Pick it up. It's hot. One of them exploding balls. Bonds will score. Game tied at 1. Double for Kent. Error for Sheffield. No RBI. Bottom 3rd, Russ Ortiz facing Alex Cora. Rich Aureli, he has a glove. He gets him for free, but bare hands it. Nice play by the All-Star. Top 7, 2-1 LA. Channel Park facing Ramon E. Martinez. Tom Goodwin. Long as you're out there, yeah, thanks for getting that. And a backhand stab to raise the degree of difficulty. Take another look. Same thing, just as impressive in slow-mo. Martinez 0 for 4. Top 8, 2-2. Park against Armando Rios. Swinging. He was hitless in 4 trips. Now 2 outs. Big pitch for Park. This is a bigger one. Felipe Crespo missed. He wore the collar and struck out 4 times. Top 9, 2-2. Al Reyes facing Calvin Murray. Mark Grizzolonics got it and cannot make the play. E4 after the bobble, the boot, and the bummer. Inning continues. Next batter, Rich Aurelia. Sac fly to tie in the 8th. And then in the 9th, right over shortstop, Eric Davis, your go-ahead run. It's 3-2. Ortiz in line for the win. 2 out, home half of the 9th. Rob Nen against Gary Sheffield. Tying run in scoring position, but Ramon Martinez handles it just fine. Thanks. 3-2. The Dodgers' longest win streak in 8 years ends at 9. Dodgers now playing in the Major League high 34th 1-run game. They're 18-16 in those. Nen is National League leading 26 save. Not bad for a guy who's not an all-star. Bonds 1 for 3. Single hit by a pitch. Also walked. But the homerless streak reaches 10 games and 33 at-bats.
D-backs, Astros, rubber game at Enron. Bottom 1, no score, nobody out. Run on first. Julio Lugo off the leg of Robert Ellis. Over to Mark Grace. Nice tag. What about Ellis? Well, the trainer comes out to take a look at him. Says he's okay. Decides to stay in the game. Later in the inning, Astros up 1-0. Sir Lancelot, an all-star. Lance Berkman. Our night of the round table. A 2-run home run. He has 73 RBIs. He's hitting .353. He has an NL hit streak of 18 games. Craig Biggio, large. 1 for 3. He's hitting .301. Biggio's 14th home run of the year. The Astros were up 5-0. Same score, and Roy Oswalt goes to work. The rookie hurler getting Ellis, and then getting Craig Counsell. 8 Ks in 8 innings for Oswalt as he wins his 5th straight decision, and the Astros win 5-1. Oswalt, one of the Olympic heroes in Sydney, improving to 5-0 in his 6th start since joining the Astros rotation. On the mound, his 2nd career start, and it was an outrage. Rafael Palmeiro, 2nd homer of the game. He's got 424 in his career, 2 behind Billy Williams for 28th place all time. Rangers up 5-1. Mike Lamb, that's a rip. Lamb 2 for 4. He's hitting .298. Rangers are up 6-1. The double scores a run. Your next batter, Bill Hasselman. His only hit of the game, but it was a beaut. Another double. This one off the wall. That scores another run. Hasselman hitting .286. Rangers are up 7-1. And after giving up an infield hit to Mike Young, Stark, see ya. 9 runs allowed in 3 innings. He's stunned. First batter for Brian Fuentes, Frank Catalanotto, and he hits him. That loads the bases. Next batter, Ricky Ledee. Fuentes. This is on the 3-2 big time. Pass Dan Wilson. Ledee walks with the bags full. That scores a run. Next batter, Alex Rodriguez. His 8th career grand slam, his 25th homer of the year, 214th homer in his career, 3rd all-time for shortstops. Ruben Sierra. Sensational comeback for Ruben Sierra. His 13th home run of the year. What was that little dance out of the batter's box? Yeah, well, he's allowed to do that. He's got the years. 14-2 the final.
Game win streak, and after a 41-minute rain delay, Bernie Williams comes out in the top of the first with 1 on and launches one off Josh Towers. His 15th of the year, definitely the all-star swing, yanks up 2-zip. Later in the game, Derek Jeter, not really a good time to ask for the autograph. I can't believe the major leaguers won't sign things for us. He had other things to do, apparently. Top 7, Alfonso Soriano at bat, yanks up 2-1. Oh, look at Brian Roberts. Sweet pick, and the kid's got a strong arm. We'll give him that, huh? Oh, well, everyone is safe. Next batter, runners on the corner, Chuck Knobloch. A blooper where Jeff Conine's coming in. Got it, doesn't have it. Shane Spencer scores. Soriano's out at 2nd. Yanks go up 3-1, but win 6-3. Stripes their 2nd sweep of the season at Camden. Now 2nd, Detroit leads 1-love. Damon Easley off Chris Wilson. The drive that Carlos Beltran cannot get to. Easley goes to 3rd. 2 runs will score, and Detroit's up 3-zip, pleasing the home folks. Bottom 5, man on 2nd, Shane Halter. He's at the plate. Detroit up 5-0, adding to it. Halter flies to center, broken bat. Nothing but toothpicks. That gets down. Tony Clark scores. Detroit up 6-0, wins at 7-1. Halter 3 for 4, 2 RBI on the night. The pride of Skelly Junior High, Steve Sparks, 5 hits and a run allowed in 8 innings, has won the 5th time in 6 starts. Dean Palmer, in an 0-for-21 slump, hasn't played in 3 days. His shoulder not well, and that may mean shutting the Tiger down for the season. They're discussing the DL.
Jays and Devil Rays, this was about Jose Cruz. And you know, when a player is going for a cycle, usually the one part of the cycle you don't get is like, say, the triple, perhaps the home run. But in Jose Cruz's case, it was the single. He finished a single shy of the cycle. He did drive in 4 runs in the victory for the Jays. So with the help of Jose Cruz, Tampa Bay becomes the first team since
Miller Park, top 2nd, Darryl Kyle facing Kyle Peterson, and the pitcher getting it done. Mike Matheny will score, and Kyle doubles his season RBI total to 2. Carbs lead it 2-zip. Top 4, the rookie, Kerry Robinson, 86 ABs in 50 games coming through. 3 for 5 on this day. Matheny going to score again, did a lot of running. Cardinals led it 3-0. Bottom 8, Brewers trail 5-2. Trying to make a little rally killer. Devon White, Devo into the double play. Cards win it 5-2. Kyle faced one guy in the 9th, not quite. Went 8 innings, 8 strikeouts, no walks.
Back in Cincinnati. And you know what? The big mover for Cincinnati was the man who moved the ball twice. Aaron Boone, 2 home runs in this game, 8 on the year. 2nd 2-run homer game of his career. His other one came back on September of 1999 at Wrigley. Boone 2 for 3, hitting .290, 7-1 the finals. The Reds avoid the 4-game sweep with a 7-1 win. Pirates All-Star Brian Giles 1 for 4, finishing the 4-game series despite the loss. 10 for 15 with 3 jacks.